Books are an important part of my life. I believe that all children should also have this love for books like I do. For many learners, this is a challenge because most of the books they read are those that form parts of the school syllabus. Sometimes learners find it difficult to relate to the characters or even the plot of the book. This leads to the book being studied as part of the curriculum rather than being read and enjoyed as a memorable experience. I believe that if the novel was written on the African continent with local characters, more learners would be able to relate with the characters and the plot of the novel, and even learn something from the novel. This was evident for me when I read John van der Reit's book, Spud, and The Boy That Never Gave Up by Dr. Manuel Taban. Both novels gave me better insight into the lives of Africans during different times on our continent. Spud is the first of four comedy novels written by John van der Reijt. The first novel followed the life of a grade 8 learner, John Spud Milton's journey into high school during an uncertain time. Set in 1991 in an all-boys boarding school with the change of South Africa into a new democracy as backdrop. Spud is a great book in my opinion, and I would definitely recommend this to anyone, especially a learner in high school. The reader can easily relate to the high school learners that create chaos wherever they go and the problems they face in their daily lives like peer pressure, bullying, and early love. The reader can also relate to the setting as this book is set in South Africa. For me, it was interesting to read how different people experience the transition to the new South Africa, like the unbanning of the ANC and the release of Nelson Mandela from prison. I found it interesting how people reacted to differently to the news. This is something that history books can't translate into words. This book would be perfect for the high school syllabus because it covers many themes and crises that learners face today. Learners would even recognize some of their friends in the characters in the book. It also has a movie made about it and can thus easily be used for film study. The second book I read was The Boy That Never Gave Up. It's an inspiring autobiography written by Dr. Manuel Taban with help from Andrew Crofts. This book tells the hardship that Dr. Taban faced in order to survive the southern Sudan during the Sudanese Civil War and his journey with no help and money from South Sudan to South Africa. This book also elaborates on his new life in South Africa with no proof of identity and his will to finish school and go to university. The Boy That Never Gave Up is a great book and I would recommend this to anyone because it motivates the reader to go to work and dream big no matter their circumstances. Unfortunately, I would not recommend this book for the high school syllabus because it would be challenging for the learners to remember all the people, places, times, and important dates in the book. It also does not follow a detailed time-lapse, but rather a set of important memories of Dr. Taban. Most learners would also not be able to relate to the plot because this book is not set in South Africa, but rather in other parts of the African continent, each part with its own problems. I believe that African novels should be in the current school syllabus because more students will be able to relate to the books and this will increase the amount that students read and have positive outcomes like a higher literacy rate. The increased amount African novels used can also motivate more and more African writers and even South Africans to write more novels and tell their stories.